Hey, what's going on? Thank y'all boys for tuning in to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast as always with your boys Sean L, Sheldon, Ace, and Aaron. So we finna just go on here and hop in and just talk about like what the NBA need to do to fix the All-Star game because it was really bad basketball. Go ahead, Ace. What you got?
I don't know what the league can do about fixing the All. I don't think it's a league issue. I honestly think it's a player issue. I feel like the players just think the All Star game is just for show. It's just a show to come out here, shoot some long jumpers, throw a lot of alleys. You know what I'm saying? Just see your favorite player. But that's not what me as a fan actually want to see. The All Star game, All Star list is comprised of the best basketball players in the world this season right now. I want to see them head to head match up. I want to see what that looks like. The best players in the world on the same team going up against other best players in the world in the same league. I want to see that. I don't want to see just. I don't want to see the BS no more, bro. The All Star game has not been fun to watch for me for the past couple years. What y'all got?
The All-Star game was trash. I didn't even watch it. I just know it was trash. I watched the draft part though. I watched the draft part.
Half.
I didn't even watch the
draft
game.
was too long.
It was like
I just watched the draft, but I didn't watch the game. Like I just didn't watch it. Like it's not honestly, it's not just the All-Star game. It's just the All-Star stuff in general. Like the skills challenge, that is what it is. They just kind of be getting anybody, bro. It's not. It used to be like, say, like a John Wall or D Rose. They don't do that no more. They do it with teams now, and it's like, okay, that is what it is. The 3-point contest, we're in the league now with shooters, so that's probably the most exciting. And the dunk contest is supposed to be the best one. Mac McClaw saved it. He saved that. He saved it the other last weekend. He really did save. That was probably because the dunk contest ain't been good in a minute. They ain't been good. I say probably the last like couple of years they have not been good. He made the dunk contest good. That was the last one that was like amazing. That was the last one. All the other ones have been either average or below or way below average.
that was
Now, I say this though. This one was better than last year. Last year was terrible. That one was bad. That was bad. Even though I ain't putting no names out there, but we all know the big man on the Knicks. That was terrible. That was not it, bro. But the All-Star game in general, I go on Twitter and I see people, well, let's do USA versus the world. First of all, a lot of USA players, they might get hurt. And a lot of I feel like it's really not a lot of world players that are all-star level. Like, because it's like, let's say, because Wiggins is a world player. He's not going to go and he's not going to be an all-star every year. And if he doesn't deserve it, he shouldn't go just because he's the world. It shouldn't be like that.
Shea and Jamal from Canada too, though.
But if they and Jamal Murray, if you don't deserve it, you shouldn't be there just because you're from the world. You should go just because you deserve it. I saw people say a 1v1. I don't see nobody doing a 1v1 because nobody's gonna be that competitive. I don't see that happening. I don't see nobody playing a 1v1. Me personally. Maybe I thought maybe a 3-on-3, maybe, but I still don't think that's gonna be better.
Taking it back to the park.
Maybe a 3 because I look at it like how in hockey they do 3v3. They just pick up like they do it in like divisions though. So it's like it's just 3 people on each division. So maybe like whoever like the top 4 vote getters, they can pick like, okay, I won. So if it's like Joel, he says I won Jaren Jackson, I won Ja. There go your 3. LeBron, I won Kyrie, I won Luka. Okay, there go your 3. Maybe do it like that.
Aaron,
what?
Aaron, go ahead. Think about it.
Yeah, and I was just following up with what Sheldon said. So Sheldon, you think, and then they pick the teams of 3 and then do it like the Big 3 league that Ice Cube made?
Yeah, like and do it like in the tournament style. You could do it like that.
Yeah.
But okay. Will they be competitive though for basically like, I don't know, they'll probably go to say like 15, 12. I guess 10.
Yeah, potentially. So At first, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about just providing a larger incentive for the winning team. But the thing is, these dudes make millions of dollars, so money isn't even a factor for them at this point. To me, it's only two things that could motivate them. It's pride and impact on playoffs. So the USA versus the world thing, I think would work because look how USA players take the Olympics seriously when they want to remind people that they're the best collection of talent in the world as far as basketball is concerned. But you bring up the point, it might not be enough players representing the world that would actually want to be all-stars. So the only one left is the impact on the playoffs, which is following the baseball thing, which is making the winner of the all-star game get home court advantage. Just go back to East and West. That way it actually makes a difference later on. So having a number one seed in each conference just guarantees you home court throughout the playoffs in your conference. But if your side wins the all-star game, that conference gets home court advantage in the finals. That's really the only thing that can make them actually want to put in a decent amount of effort because it's going to actually matter later on. Other than that, nothing. We're just going to keep getting more of the same thing until the players decide to treat it like they do the summer runs.
Yeah.
Shape in the summer. That's it.
Them boys go crazy at UCLA and then
They do.
Rico Hines runs. Them crazy.
Yeah.
All-star
And what's the
game
one in
come
New
out,
York?
the Black
Where
Ops.
Melo be shooting at and all of them go for runs in New York. Yeah, I forgot the name of the place.
Oh,
Isn't that
Rucker
the
Park?
Isn't that the
No, not Rucker.
Isn't that
He's
the Black?
talking-
Isn't that Black Ops runs?
I think so. I can't remember.
You talking about the one that be in the gym and stuff? They be in that gym and they be hooping.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Is it Chris
trained at.
Brickley? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
I think that's the
So,
Black
yeah.
Ops runs.
So yeah, either make it to where it's going to have an impact on the playoffs later, which is home court advantage in the finals, or the players decide we're going to treat it like summer runs.
I mean, what's another idea they could do? I think honestly, when you think about like the teams, I think they should do something like, you know how like you got rookies versus sophomores. I think they should stop doing like the pickup and the captains, and they should change the format to be more like about like the get the older guys once you over like 30 and up against the young guys and shit like that. So it's like I would love to see Anthony Edwards and Shea trying to go against Dame and Braun. You know what I'm saying? Just a 5 year. It's like do it by age group. Do it by like the rap. Like, you got the young all-stars and you got the older generation. Like, I think right there, that in itself, that'll make a lot of people lock in because just like Kyrie comments about like when he said he was playing with the Cavs, like he said he had a one-on-one against Bron and he didn't tell us who won. But I think though, like it's gonna be some things that's gonna go with it. It's like if Paul George, Bron, Kawhi, Melo now. And maybe Melo probably won't still be voted for. I think he deserved it though for like a special selection, old versus new. I think if they did something like the new generation, Ja and them versus like the old, I think that'll really spark them. I ain't gonna hold you. I think that'll really spark Ja, Shea, Tatum. I think that'll really put a fight underneath them to want to win. Oh, what you got, bro?
All right, two things. Me personally, I don't think 38 LeBron is gonna go up and try and stick a 20-some-year-old Shea. He's gonna have.
Try to block his shot.
He's gonna half-ass that whole time, and you're gonna be like, he doesn't even care. Why? I don't want to go up against a 22-year-old, and I'm 38. And Aaron, you said, what did you say again?
Make it like baseball had it with the home court.
So with that, me personally, I feel like that's only a incentive with the top teams. Because it's like if I'm a team like, let's say, who's 6? Okay, like the Raptors or something. Why am I going out there playing full strength when I know I'm probably not even going to make it to the finals? That only benefits, say, me, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Sixers. That only benefits kind of those teams. And they was talking about that earlier on some talk show. I forgot which one it was. But they was talking about that. And I just don't see it. But in baseball, they don't do that no more. They don't do home field advantage no more. They don't do that.
But the thing is, though, you know how you say they don't have a shot? Those players don't think that they don't have a shot. So, yes, and plus you never know. A team can get out of the playoffs and end up.
Nah,
yeah,
bro.
but they're not going outwardly say it, though. Like, yeah,
of course, but if I'm the Celtics, I know my ceiling is the finals. I know the Bucks, my ceiling is the finals. the Raptors, yeah, we're okay, but our ceiling is in the finals. So why am I going out there at full strength and going out there and putting in the work in the All-Star game? And the thing about the summer runs, I think about that, and it's like they haven't really hooped against nobody for real in say some months. That's why I feel like they be out there putting in way more work than at an All-Star game. They've been playing like 60-something games, and it's like that's your break time. That's the only time you're really going to get a break. So it's like I don't want to go out there and play 48 minutes. This is my break time. I mean, I'm going to go out there, have fun, do some BS, and that's it. But at least when it's a summer, they haven't played against no competitive people in probably say like a month or two. So that's why I feel like they be going out there and really be showing like their skills and stuff.
But they don't even go out there and be showing their skills or anything. Like, we know you can go catch a oop. We know you can windmill. This is not nothing special.
But that's where the pride and the competitive spirit comes in. If you see these other players actually trying because they have something to play for, you're not going to be out there trying to get embarrassed by this dude that's actually trying. Especially if you're trying to stop him from getting buckets, he's just constantly getting buckets. No. I think pride is going to kick in at that point.
Yeah, and that's a nod to Kobe. Like Kobe said, him and CP3 used to talk about those things. Like, fourth quarter come, we finna go get these guys. We finna put the pedal to the metal and turn up real quick. I just wish that they would have that mentality for the whole four quarters.
But the thing is, though, you got to look. I don't know if y'all saw it, but when Jason Tatum went against Jaylen Brown 1-on-1 for that last little stretch at the end of the third quarter, that was actually good. They was trading buckets going back and forth. That's what people want to see, putting their skills on display. They were actually trying to score on each other and stop each other.
It gotta be less.
But that's teammates, though. I mean, of course, teammates don't want to go at each other. I mean, that's teammates, though.
They need to have the same mindset to show that, okay, I'm just as good, if not better than you. What better chance to do it than the All-Star game?
That's teammates, though.
But I'm saying in general.
JB had like 30 something, man.
Okay, like, for example, like Embiid going one-on-ones against Jokic for a couple of possessions. Something like that. Like, what was it? The year KD won the MVP. People wanted him and LeBron to go one-on-one in the All-Star game, just trade buckets. What was it when one of them All-Star games where people wanted LeBron to take that last shot against Kobe? And even Kobe was looking at him like, why didn't you take the shot? Why did you pass it? People want to see those type of moments.
We're not going to see it. We're not going to see it.
I know, but I'm saying that's what we want. That's what would make it good.
Yeah, we want that, but we ain't going to see it, bro. Like, ain't nothing. There's really nothing the NBA is, and they're not going to cancel it because that loses money. And but they said this was the lowest All-Star game rating ever. I was like, I'm not shocked. And I said it too. I said, man, it's starting to get like the Pro Bowl. It's really starting to get. The Pro Bowl is garbage, and it's starting to get there. It really is.
Well, hold on. I heard one idea. Let me know what y'all think about this. What if they got rid of the 3-point line altogether?
No.
You don't think that would help?
What do you mean?
It's no. Get rid of the 3-point line. That way, it's just two. So basically, it's going to provide more incentive to actually score in the mid-range area or drive.
A deep shot is still a deep. It's still impressive to see someone hit a deep shot. It's impressive.
I mean, yes, that's true, but 200 deep shots though, to where all you're seeing is threes.
It's still impressive, bro. It's still impressive seeing Dan pull up for 44 feet.
Yeah, he got a point.
But not every single player doing it every single time down the court, though. That's the thing.
Nah, you get rid of that 3-point line, them views going down even further. But I think let's just go ahead and move on to the next topic. So we had like Kevin Love sign with Miami Heat, and we had Patrick Beverley end up going signing with the Bulls back home. So Aaron, go ahead. Since you were just talking, go ahead and tell us what you think about these two signings.
I don't think the Patrick Beverley signing is going to have too much of an impact because the Bulls' biggest issue is still rim protection and just interior defense in general. And Patrick Beverley is not going to be able to pick up the slack for Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan not being the best defender. So minimal impact. Maybe they make the play-in. I don't see them getting out in the first round unless they get extremely hot or they get an injury break or something. The Kevin Love one can be a little bit more interesting because he still has the ability to contribute on the offensive end, but he has become a major liability on the defensive end. But The Heat's biggest issue is scoring the basketball. So it's just a matter of the benefit of him still being a solid contributor on offense being worth what he's going to be on the defensive end, which is a turnstile, not being able to defend anybody. So I think his will have a little more impact. The Heat were able to get to the conference finals last year without him. I don't think he'll be the difference as to why they can get past the Bucks or the Sixers or the Celtics. So in the grand scheme of things, still minimal impact. But I think it's more impactful than the Patrick Beverly signing, though.
What you think, Sheldon? I know you got something to say.
I mean, I don't know. Patrick Beverly, bro, I don't think that's going to do anything. You go from potentially possibly getting Westbrook to Patrick Beverly. That's a big downgrade. I don't care what nobody says. It's a downgrade. Yeah, he's going to bring defensive intensity, the dirtiness. He's going to bring all that. But it's not going to change anything. The Bulls still are garbage. They're still not good. I saw them give up a lead to the Pacers, bro. Better than them, and you gave up a lead. Kevin Love, that's actually not bad. That's not a bad signing. He helps spreads the floor. He can still get you some rebounds, and they needed a backup big. I don't even know who the backup big was. Dwayne Dedman. That ain't it. That was not it at that time. They traded him to Spurs, but at that time, that was not it. So I'd rather have Kevin Love, and I don't think he's gonna start, but they definitely needed more forwards but I mean, it's a decent signing. I don't think it's gonna make like a big difference. I think he just went there just because that was probably the best opportunity to get more playing time. Me personally,
He's getting like 22 minutes now instead of 18.
Hey,
more than what he was getting.
And it's just more shot opportunities. He's not competing for shots.
I mean, but the thing was, he wasn't even playing no more with the Cavs. So I take that 22 over 0.
So Ace, what you do? I disagree with y'all about one of them, but Ace, what you think so far?
Who you disagree about? You disagree about Pat Bev?
Yeah, I disagree about Pat Bev. Yeah.
You think that scrappiness gonna do something?
Yeah, because I don't think you signed Pat Beverly for like for on court activities. You signed Pat Beverly for off court activities and the fire, the vigorness that he brings, the things that he say to players. Because I think when you look at his impact with the Timberwolves, the confidence that he built up inside of Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell, I think he does things to like get people to lock in. Now his own core factors, that's the part I 100% agree with you guys. Like that stuff isn't going to make a big difference. I think when you have such a talented roster as the Bulls, something else is going on that's holding them guys back. I think Patrick Beverly is meant to supposedly be some type of catalyst of a leader, some type of glue to make them all buy in or something. Because I think when I look at the Chicago Bulls, I expect Zach to be the leader, but for some reason, it's like DeMar, but it's not DeMar, and it's kind of like it's not Vooch, it's not Caruso, and it just seems like you got these veteran guards, but there's no one really like a team needs a leader. I think it was the same issue we seen with the Nets. They didn't have a leader. They let Kyrie do whatever. I think we seen with the Celtics, they were able to like Jason Tatum was the best, but Marcus Smart was the one that like locked them in with Draymond Green. Not the best, but he was the one that like did. I think they signed him for locker room activities, and I agree. He's not going to make any type of impact on the court whatsoever. I think they signed him for some type of a leadership role. The Kevin Love, I don't think he makes any type of difference. Honestly, I think Miami just has such a roster with like so many names and people. I don't see why they signed him, honestly, because honestly, that's still waiting on Victor Oladipo to do something. They're waiting on Gabe Vincent to step back up. I don't know. Miami is just it's a really loaded team, but I mean they were 1-3 away from going to the finals again, but they're just not like that. I just never think of them as like actually going. But yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
So basically, veteran presence for Patrick Beverly. Okay, I give you that one. I give you that. That one.
Yeah, that was my take on Pat Bear for real. He was there for veteran presence and everything. He's a solid vet, man. I don't know about having everybody buy in. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know if everybody's gonna buy in to whatever he's gonna try to bring to them or whatever he's gonna try to get them to jail and do. But yeah, they didn't necessarily have a leader.
Yeah, they don't.
I felt like DeMar DeRozan. Like I know how you said Zach LaVine because he was there in Chicago first, but I feel like with DeMar DeRozan being in this league for however long he been in, I feel like he was supposed to step up and be that leader for that Chicago team, but he kind of just
It's
I
not.
don't even know how to describe what he doing. He just in
It's
there.
easier like in football when a quarterback is like, you turn to the quarterback, you turn to the best guy on defense. But I think with basketball, like sometimes you just need a guy like that. You need a guy like that. That's like he's the one. Like he says something super harsh. He said the right thing, wrong thing. I don't know the way Patrick Beverly comes off to me. He just seems like the type of guy. Like if he's talking and he sees you not paying attention, like he just seemed like a player coach. Like I feel like I might get in trouble if I'm not locked in listening to what he's saying. And I don't know. Maybe the Bulls can't. Maybe he probably won't solve that for them though. I don't think he'll solve it for them. Actually, I don't. But I think that's why they signed him. But I don't think he solves that.
Do you think he can get Zach LaVine into that mindset of really taking over? Because at this point, Zach LaVine should be the leader, should be the best player on the team, but it's still DeMar at this point. So
yeah, because it's like Zach. Zach has so much talent. Like you got a guy that was in a dunk contest, a 3-point shootout, and like he's like his potential is still high, but he doesn't have that killer instinct. He doesn't have that like go out, dominate you guys, kill you guys. Like I'm gonna drop 40 points in the first half and blow this game out. Like whoever bought tickets to this game, you're gonna be mad because we're not even playing in the second half. He doesn't do that. He doesn't have that killer mindset. I don't think Pat Bev can instill that into Zach. I think something else is going on with Zach. Like I think he honestly, the money was so big. I think he had to take it. And I don't think we'll ever see the best version of him. We'll see some great and whatever, but he'll never be the peak form of what he could have been. Like, Derrick Rose. We saw the peak of what Derrick Rose could have been. And it doesn't matter how worse or how bad Derrick ever plays. We've seen how great it could be, but we'll never see that version of Zach. And Pat Bev isn't someone that's going to bring that out of him. He's not. Maybe when he becomes a coach, but not now.
I dig it.
I mean, it doesn't help. It just doesn't help the Bulls. Personally.
Both of those.
They just need to sign somebody. Yeah, like Shondell said, veteran presence in the show. Like we're gonna try and make this last little playoff push. I mean, Westbrook was, their number one choice. He goes to the Clippers, and it was like, okay, we struck out on him. Now we gotta at least try to get somebody to show the fans we're trying, guys. We're trying because Lonzo's gone for the season. Nobody's shocked about that.
I was looking at the standings. I think the Raptors. I was looking at like making like a ticket for like if the Bulls even make the playoffs. And honestly, I don't know. I don't even think they might make the play in. And it's looking like the Raptors. They signed Jakob. I think they patched their hole, and I think it's like the Bulls. They might not make it. And honestly, with the Pacers, they got Tyrese back, and they keep playing how they playing. I think our Bulls might not make the play in.
Jakob got 11 and 12. I don't even remember the last time a Raptors player had 12 rebounds.
Tyrese them trying to they battling the Celtics right now.
Yeah, like when Tyrese plays for the Pacers, they're better than what I thought. And it was like once he missed like 10, 15 games and they dropped, but like he's back. I think the Pacers with Tyrese, they're better than the Bulls. I think with the Raptors getting Jakob, they're better than the Bulls. I think the Wizards are still better. The Hawks are better. The Heat, the Knicks. It's like the Nets. If the Nets can like stay locked in and keep doing what they're doing, I don't know. I don't see if it's room. I don't think it's room for the Bulls to make the play-in or playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And that's too big of a payroll to have those type of problems. That's too big of a payroll to have those problems.
I mean, the Bulls, can they get that 10th seed? Because they have to battle the Wizards. I mean, the Wizards, I feel like they all are the same. I feel like Bulls, Raptors, and Wizards, they all in that same category.
Hawks too.
I give the Hawks. I think they're better than all of them. Me personally, even though they're going through some stuff, they still better than all of them.
I think they got better glue. They got better glue in championship.
They got better overall. They just got a better collective players than. Maybe not the Wizards I think that their star players, I think they are better than the Hawks, but the Hawks team overall is better than all them other teams.
I think honestly, I'm gonna say this. I think the Hawks players like playing with each other more than the Bulls and Wizards players like playing with each other.
Hey, so look, I'm looking at the Bulls' schedule. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs.
Is it tough? So they gotta play the Wizards.
It's decent, it's decent, but I feel like these are just games that they just gonna mess around and lose. Like you gotta play the Nets, you gotta play Wizards, you got the Suns on your roster, you got the Nuggets, like you said, you got the Pacers.
What are they?
Still
The
coming
11th
up.
seed currently?
You got Philly for a couple games, you got LA a game, you got the Trailblazers.
Yep, Lakers.
I mean, they can win a few of those games, but it's just
They can win a few of those games, but also you got to worry about other teams losing too.
They got more tough games than you. I think the easiest game within this next week is probably the Pistons, and outside Pistons and Rockets. So that's March 11. Yeah. I think. Like, look at this. The Nets, Wizards, Raptors, Pistons. That should be a W. Suns, KD's back. Pacers, I don't think they got it to beat the Pacers, honestly. They let the Pacers get them go. Nuggets, maybe they still resting players. I doubt it. Rockets, bro, I see like two, like the Bulls, if they don't perform well in March, it's over with. It's over.
Well, let me ask y'all this. Even though Zach is – go ahead, Ace. Go ahead.
I got a question about the buyout. Like, how does – because me personally, I don't necessarily know how that works. So, because I know how Sheldon said – Westbrook was Chicago's number one choice, but when he got bought out,
the Bulls wanted him.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Bulls wanted Westbrook, but he got bought out and joined the Clippers. Now, is that the player's decision?
Yeah, he can
choose where
he basically
he's a free agent.
Yeah, he basically like gets out. So Westbrook is like he got paid $40-some million. So they go to him and say, "Hey, we'll give you." Like let's say we'll just go half. We'll go half. So we'll take 20, you take 20 to get off our team, basically. And and he's a free agent, so he can choose wherever he wants to go. But the Bulls had interest, and I guarantee the Bulls, they wanted Westbrook. Like that was the Bulls' number one choice. It may not have been Westbrook's, but it was definitely the Bulls. And Westbrook went to the Clippers because he just knew that the Clippers had a better chance of making the playoffs. Like that's just how it is, because it was between the Heat, Wizards, Bulls, and the Clippers. Out of all four of them teams, one of them is at least in the playoffs, and the others are playing or not even in there. So
he was already in LA too.
So why
across the street?
Yeah, so why not?
He probably
not even across the street. It's the same building. I think they just practice.
Yeah, same building.
It's the same building.
Same building. No, what I was going to ask in regards to the Bulls, with how well Vooch has been playing, do you think he should slide up to the number 2 option? I know Zach is getting paid all this money, but do you think they would function better if Zach was the 3rd option? And you go through DeMar and Vooch.
Well, last year they actually tried, not make Vooch the option, but they tried to get him involved way more last year. And that was kind of better for them. Like, they would literally feed him the ball way more. Now, he could get his goal.
They reverted back to fucking Zach trying to take all the shots.
Exactly.
And Zach not even averaging 24. I think averaging like 23 points, too.
And that's what I'm saying. Vooch is still a capable scorer. Like, he was a top big man in his league with the Magic. He was putting up crazy numbers. He still has that ability. And he's been showing that more here lately. So, yeah. I think they should look into that more and just feed him, because it's a lot of times they don't even give it to Vooch when he has a mismatch in the paint. Or he'll be wide open on the perimeter and don't give it to him. So they got to make a more concerted effort. And maybe he has to do a better job of demanding the basketball. Who knows?
Vucevic?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. You better tell Zach, man, give me the ball, bro. When y'all go out there, bro, you got to sit right there. You got to tell him, give me the ball. Stop taking all the shots. Don't care if you're getting paid off. It ain't necessarily turning out. We need to try a different game plan. Second half of the season, we got to make a push if we want to do something. Let's try a different game plan.
All right, so speaking of
work, but you can at least say we tried.
So speaking of the second half of the season, right now I'm gonna just throw this question to you, Sheldon. Like, what teams you think got the most pressure right now to like win the ring this year?
The 76ers. It's time. It's
time.
Yeah, they need to win. It's time. It's really time, bro. If Doc Rivers don't win, he's getting fired. Like, I think that's just what's gonna happen, bro.
Who's his replacement?
I have no clue. I don't know. But, bro, think about it.
It's
He
no better
he
coach
was
out
with the live. Wait, think about it. He was with the Live City Clippers. Ain't won nothing with that stack team. Ain't win nothing. Then you get Kawhi and PG. Ain't do nothing with them. Now you go to the Sixers and you had Joel, Ben Simmons at that time, who was good, didn't do anything. Now you got James Harden. And if you don't win, it's like, bro, like what's going on? Like,
I think we
it's
just know that
time.
Doc can't
It's
do
really
nothing with
time.
that
Like
talent.
they're healthy. They have a really good team, bro. You got Tyrese, Tobias, Joel, James Harden to go your big four. You have a good defender in PJ Tucker. Your bench is okay with Niang. Like they have good players, but and it's time to win. I think they have the most pressure to get it done this year.
I think the Celtics. I think the Celtics got the most pressure on them, especially with them just coming. They have a complete team, complete bench. They on the roll right now. They on a tear. Jason Tatum trying to get MVP. He's making a case for MVP this season. Number one in the East.
He regressing. He been regressing. He's like
look. He making the case, and a lot of people would say that Tatum is going to be MVP this season. I still say Jokic, but a lot of people is saying Tatum right now. I think the pressure is more so on the Celtics, the championship this season. They're just on the road, number one in the East and everything. If they just keep it up, they got a chance.
For me, it's not even close. It's the Clippers. Based off of what they invested to form this team, they have not gotten their return back on their investment. Let's just look at this. They traded Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, who was playing good at that time, and 5 first-round picks for Paul George just to satisfy Kawhi Leonard. And what has happened since then? Their best finish with that duo, both healthy and playing, was blowing a 3-1 lead to the Nuggets back in the bubble. That's the best finish they've had in the playoffs with that duo. The best finish they've had since forming this team was Paul George leading them to the Western Conference Finals. That's when Kawhi Leonard had that partial tear in his ACL. And correct me if I'm wrong, they didn't even make the playoffs last year. So it's been a failure.
Paul George missed because of COVID protocol. If he plays, they beat the Pelicans. I guarantee that. They beat them.
Okay, that's fine and dandy, but still, it's been a massive disappointment to this point. They have to win a ring, or it's just a complete failure. You do not pair arguably the greatest wing duo since Mike and Scotty and have nothing to show for it but a second round exit, blowing a 3-1 lead.
You know how to reach.
I seen your face, man. You know
how to reach. You know how to reach. I'm gonna go ahead and say we already said the 76ers, but I think the team with the most pressure. It may not equate to much, but I think I'm gonna say Dallas because of what they traded for Kyrie Irving. And I don't truly believe that Kyrie is gonna sign again over the summer. I think Kyrie is going to LA. And I think if you try to do what the Raptors did, you get this 1 year rental, not even a full year, you get this couple more rental with Kyrie. I think it's do or die. I think it's do or die for Dallas. And I think doing that, like they traded so much for him, like I don't think you're going to be able to replace in free agency everything you traded away to get Kyrie. So I think Dallas right now, they're in a do or die. Like, yeah, you showed Luka you're committed, but I think next season the roster is going to be even worse. I think it's going to be even harder and tougher. So I'm going to say Dallas, and I'm going to say the 76ers because the process is over. Joel's playing great, amazing. I think he's number 2 for MVP. Jokic, Joel, Giannis. But I think I'm going to say Dallas and the 76ers got the most pressure right now.
I wouldn't say Dallas only because I think nobody expects them to even go to the finals. Like, I think that's why. Like, all these teams we named, the Clippers, the Sixers, and the Celtics, we expect these teams to go to the finals. We expect that. The Dallas, even though they got Kyrie, and I said they could potentially go to the finals, but do I expect them to go to the finals again? No, I don't really expect them. So I feel like there's no pressure on them. If they don't get it done, they just don't get it done, and we just move on. And it's like Luka, nothing happens. They're just going to go sign some regular players. But, like, if it's the 76ers, it's going to be some changes. Somebody's going to get fired. Somebody might get traded with the Clippers. I mean, they ain't gonna look at Ty Lue differently, but they gonna be like, bro, what's going on? You have Kawhi and PG. Like, what's going on with the Celtics? I mean, I think they have the pressure, but I don't think nothing's gonna happen. Like, no one's gonna get fired, no one's gonna get traded. Like, I don't think
We
none of
talking about
that's
Dallas?
gonna happen.
I could get behind your point saying that. I'll say like if I would say for me, I don't think the Celtics have pressure.
Yeah, I don't think they have pressure either.
I think because the Celtics got to the finals, even though they didn't win, I think they showed us like it was no need for us to be saying like Tatum and Brown can't play with each other. One has to get traded. I think them getting to the finals kind of showed, okay, we should have been more patient, let these players play with each other and develop more. So honestly, I don't think it's any pressure on them. And the way they're playing well, like it's there is no pressure. Like even if they
like my bad, but when I think of when I say like that, who has the most pressure? I mean like teams who've been so good and ain't done nothing. The Clippers been this good. The Clippers are good, but ain't
supposed to be good.
Yeah, the Clippers ain't been. The Clippers have been good all these years and ain't done nothing. The Sixers have been good all these years and ain't done nothing. The Celtics they've been good, but they just went to the finals last year. So I feel like there's just no pressure on them. It's like if they lose, they just go lose to the Bucks and they be like, hey, they just lost to a team that was the same as them, and it's like, it is what it is. But it's like with the Sixers, it's like y'all been this good. Y'all was just the first seed 2 years ago and sold against the Hawks. I don't care what nobody says. And Ace know it too. He won't admit it. The Sixers was better than the Hawks. He know that. They just sold. And then they lose. Then they lose to the Heat last year. They were better than the Heat too. I don't care what nobody says. James Harden just sold. And then if you go to the second round again and lose, it's like, bro, come on. Like, how you have a top 3 center, one of the best point guards in James Harden in the league, and y'all can't even get to the conference finals? They haven't even gotten to the conference finals.
Bro, but
that's why
Doc doesn't have a good track record.
That's why it's pressure on them.
Having talent on his team. So that's why I'm saying it's no pressure on Philly. We know that. Like when Doc has talent on his team, they're not gonna go nowhere.
No, when it comes to the Sixers and the Clippers, if they both have disappointing ends to the season, they're going to take a page out of the Nets playbook. They're going to have to cut their losses and just start trading people. Because there's no point. Might as well blow it up. It's not going to work.
Right, at this point.
How long do you need to see it?
Come on, man. The Sixers, bruh, I'm not saying they was going to beat the Bucks that year, but they should have went to the conference finals. And they had, and it's so crazy that they haven't been there yet with a top 5 center. Bruh, I know Kawhi Leonard hit that lucky shot, but when you got Ben Simmons, JJ Redick, Jimmy Butler, Joel, and Tobias Harris, that stacked team, that's one of the most stacked teams I've ever seen in my life. And you don't go nowhere with that team? Come on, bro. Nah, I can't roll with that. That is probably one of the best starting fives I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
Nah, bro.
Yep.
They under some pressure. They have to go far. Conference finals, it depends. Let's say if they lose to the Bucks or the Celtics and it goes to like game 7 or something. Okay, it's cool because you just face a team, you gave them some go and y'all just lost. But if you lose in the second round or you get beat 5-1 against them, nah, bro. You can't do that. You
gotta blow it up at that point.
They're gonna think about it, bro. And the thing is, James Harden is a free agent, so it's like he might leave. He there's a chance he might leave.
Yeah, you can make a case that
you gotta blow it up.
Yeah, with the Clippers, you can make a case depending on what happens by the time this era is over. The Lob City era was better than this era because what was the difference? Both constantly had disappointments. Woo! Both had a bunch of talent on the team. That Lob City starting 5 was nasty. JJ Redick was on that team too.
Chris Paul, JJ Redick.
That Lob City team was good. I ain't gonna cap.
Griffin and DeAndre. Yes.
They should have. They had a chance. They could have at least won 1 ring, but they just didn't do it, and that's a failure. So the Clippers, they're under pressure too, bro. They are definitely under pressure. But do I think something's gonna happen? No, I don't think nothing's gonna happen. But I definitely think they're under pressure. Because if the Clippers don't do nothing, you know what they're gonna say? The same thing. Load management. Kawhi Leonard missed all these games. No rhythm. Paul George, load management. No rhythm. Blah, 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 blah. That's exactly what they're going to say.
Do they even load manage in the playoffs, though? I don't even think they're going to.
No, they
No,
don't
you're
low manage in the
not.
playoffs. Just the regular season.
No,
No,
they
it's
didn't
crazy.
even make it to the playoffs last season.
No.
Kawhi has missed over 100 games in 3.5 seasons.
Yeah.
Like it's absolutely
It's crazy. We talk about AD getting injured. Kawhi missed more than AD.
Yeah, it's true.
AD get hurt every year.
So
AD be hurt though. Kawhi just sit down.
Speaking of pressure in all these teams, so let's just hop into this 1v1v1. So our first matchup, we got Donovan Mitchell versus Anthony Edwards versus LaMelo Ball.
Hey, the viewers be loving these though.
They
The viewers be loving it.
do.
We got Don LaMelo.
Yeah.
This was a tough one.
That's a tough
Going
one.
back and forth about. I want to say LaMelo because he has the length, but I might go with Anthony Edwards.
Oh, crazy.
It's tough.
I go with Anthony Edwards.
I might go
LaMelo
with
doesn't
Anthony
play no
Edwards.
defense. LaMelo plays no defense, so he's not going to do anything. Donovan Mitchell, he's too small. He can't guard Anthony Edwards.
Is the biggest and the strongest.
But I think that's the thing, though.
Size
Like
perspective.
LaMelo is a competitive player when it comes to 1v1. He has such a flamboyant attitude with like showing off and doing the most. Like he's gonna compete in a situation like that. But I'm not picking. I'm just saying.
Bruh, he plays in NBA and plays no defense.
It's a 1v1 though.
So what makes you think he go play defense in a 1v1 if he can't even go play in the NBA?
Because that's his personality. He has that type of personality where he likes to show off and stuff like that. like
he's gonna put on the show.
I like whole life.
Yeah, you could put on the show on offense, but if I torch you on the defensive end, what you gonna do?
But he's 6'7" though, with a long wingspan. So by default, he'll be able to get stops. But is he gonna be able to stay in front of Anthony Edwards and Donovan Mitchell? I don't think so. And if he's not able to track him down and block the shot, yeah, I don't see it.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm feeling Don.
That's what I'm going with too.
I'm feeling Don.
That's not a bad pick.
I think he the dynamite. He the real dynamite right there.
He dropped 71 points. So yeah, he's not.
And I think honestly, like
he's not gonna fold.
He came into the league balling, and I think like he just like got such a leader mentality of like, I got it, I can do this. And I feel like with LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, like I believe in Ant more than LaMelo. But it's just like Donovan, just like the way he carry himself. Like, man, I believe in his shot. I believe in his drive. And he's just as explosive and can dunk like them. I think he's stronger than them too, honestly. I think he's a little bit wider than Edward, maybe. He might be a little bit wider than him.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's just the size perspective. He's what, 6'2", 6'3". Anthony Edwards is what, 6'4", 6'5", and LaMelo's like 6'7", 6'8". So it's tough. It's not about his heart or his ability. It's purely a size perspective at that point.
I mean, I don't know, bro. It's different. I was going up against a dude that was 6'9" yesterday. I'm 6'4", and I was giving this man buckets.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But are they on the level of Anthony Edwards or LaMelo
No,
Ball?
bro. We're talking about rec ball.
No, I know. But I'm saying I know it's all relative still.
Yeah. So let's go to the next one. We got Zach LaVine versus Shea versus Ja Morant. I think this is unanimous. We all should know who we're picking, right?
Well,
Zach.
Me personally,
we're going Zach.
At first I said Ja, but then I was thinking Shea because I feel like Shea just has different moves, and it's like he could get to his spot whenever he wants.
He got a lot of spots
to make it way easier for him to get his shot. But I at first I did say Ja, but I'm gonna go with Shea.
It's Shea.
I'm going Shea.
It's Shea. It's nothing you can do with him.
I'm going Zach, bro. I believe in Zach against him. I believe in Zach against them other two, bro.
I feel you.
I think Shea more shifty, and his shot is just as good.
Yeah, Shea very shifty. I feel like Zach just gonna get to his spots. Shooter, he gonna knock his shots down.
No.
I think
Shea's finishing ability, yeah.
He got a real.
I definitely did have Ja. I definitely had Ja first. Because it's like because I was thinking in my head, I was like, bro, nobody can guard Ja. Like if they won, I don't think none of them really could guard him. But once I was like, Shea, he could just get to his own spot. He's shifty. with the dribble moves and all that. I was like, nah, I don't think none of them could really guard him like that. So I'm gonna go with Shea.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Shea.
I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going with Zach, man.
Right,
I like Zach LaVine over both of them.
So we got one right here. That be the forwards. We got Kawhi Leonard versus Jimmy Butler versus Jason Tatum.
Give me
Tatum.
JT.
I'm going Tatum.
Tatum.
If we're talking about now, I go JT. But if we was just going like kind of overall, if Kawhi Leonard was healthy enough, I'd probably take Kawhi. But I'm gonna go with JT because Kawhi, obviously, we way past that time. But Kawhi Leonard at his peak, we all know he was probably the best defender in the league, bro. He probably would have locked both of them up. But I go right now. I'm going JT.
Kawhi over JT.
It's still JT.
Maybe not this Kawhi, but if it was like if Kawhi wasn't having all these injuries, if Toronto Kawhi is different. Playoff Toronto Kawhi is different. That man was a monster. So, but Clippers Kawhi, I'll take Jason Tatum. I'm gonna take
Clippers.
Tatum is the best shooter. He has the best ball handler out of the three of them. He's the most athletic at this point. He's probably the quickest at this point. Is Tatum.
If it was Toronto Kawhi, boy, I would have took him. He too good, bruh. He had to go through so much. He was locking people down in the playoffs. He was going crazy.
But at the same time, you can be a great defender, but in one-on-one situations, it's still not only so much you can do against.
I be hearing Kawhi Leonard got that same little jump shot as Michael Jordan. I hear that a lot. He got that little mid-range like MJ.
Yeah. Everybody got that. They say Chris Middleton got that.
No, you said that.
I seen the clip. It was a clip. People comparing Chris Middleton to MJ jump shot in the mid range. I was like, yo, everybody got that. Everybody got that MJ mid range. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody don't.
That's probably the toughest one.
I would not right now. I take Jason Tatum.
I mean, everybody took. I'm taking Jason Tatum. Everybody took Jason Tatum. That wasn't tough.
Does Jimmy have no shot?
He has no shot whatsoever.
No.
He has no shot.
If they going to 15, I get Jimmy like 6, 8.
Bro,
I get him like 4 maybe.
He cannot, bro. Jimmy Butler is one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, but Jason Tatum gonna torch him. Even Kawhi Leonard right now is gonna torch him.
Wait, but what did Jimmy drop on him in the playoffs though? Wait, let me put
Wait. Playoff Jimmy is a different person. I didn't put that in the text. I didn't put playoff Jimmy Butler. If I would have put him, that's a different story. Because playoff Jimmy, we know we all seen that picture of him in the bubble with his head down. We know what he did. That's different story.
He did his thing against Braun. He did his thing.
So we just talk about regular Jimmy.
Talk about that one game.
When he had to drop like 40-some points just to keep him in the game.
Like a 40-point triple-double or something like that.
That last playoffs game, he got hurt.
Bro, he was overtired. Because he had to do everything for that team. He was overtired.
That boy was slumped over.
So, even now, he probably not better than Kawhi. I take Kawhi over Jimmy, but Jason Tatum first.
Playoff Jimmy to 15, I give him 9 or 10.
If it's playoff Jimmy versus Kawhi Leonard, Toronto Kawhi, I'm taking Toronto Kawhi. That I'm telling you, bro. We all saw him, bro. He is a dog. He is a monster. Because he didn't load man. He did all that load management in the season just to go off in the playoffs.
Jason Tatum is a monster too, though. I love Kawhi, but I don't know. I think I still might take Tatum.
Not against Toronto Kawhi.
No, I think I still might take this Tatum.
No,
we ain't even seen Jason Tatum at his peak yet.
Yeah, I think I might still go Tatum against Toronto Kawhi.
Man, I saw Toronto Kawhi poke Giannis in the playoffs.
That's fine.
Man, I saw him. He was he was kind of locking down Giannis. That was before Giannis was this. This was before Giannis was the best player in the game. He was locking him down.
You said before Giannis was the best
against Giannis.
Giannis was not the best player in the game at that time.
I thought he had an MVP at that time, though. Didn't he have one? He had one MVP before that.
Yes, he had an MVP.
He wasn't. But nobody said he was the best player in the league at that time.
Okay, and Tatum was dropping 40 on Giannis when he was the best player in the league. and guarding him. So no, don't discount Tatum against anybody.
I'm not discounting him.
Kawhi.
But Toronto, but it's like, bruh, Toronto Kawhi is just a different breed, bro. He had to go through a lot to get there.
Well,
he had to go through something.
That's fine. I ain't got nothing to do with one-on-one.
I do got one more thing.
What you got?
What do y'all think about the firing of Nate McMillan?
It was gonna happen eventually.
They need a scapegoat.
So, yeah, he was the scapegoat. Me personally, he was just a scapegoat.
Of course.
Because I don't see what was the problem with, like, he just took that team to the conference finals 2 years ago, and now he's gone. It's like, come on, bro. Once him and Trae Young got into it, I knew it was a wrap.
His season as head coach?
Yeah, he came in because remember that year the Hawks was garbage.
Lloyd Pierce got up out of there.
Yep, and he took that team. That team was garbage. He took them all the way to the conference finals, and now he gone after 2 years. So he was just once him and Trae Young got into it, I was like, he's a scapegoat. And I saw a report talking about they might think about exploring trade options for Trae Young. Do I think that's gonna happen? Nah, not really.
Not right now.
But I do think some players will go. I think John Collins on it. I think they definitely go try and get rid of him.
As always, back to the John
Collins. He's the most movable right now, honestly.
They might try to get rid of Bogdanovich too, because he gonna be on his last year of his deal. So that's expiring.
I'll put both of them in a package.
Capella too, because that center behind him is very good.
Yeah, Okongwu.
Yeah, Okongwu.
We've been saying that they grooming him to be the starting center.
Okongwu his offensive skill was way better than Capella. Like he's just a better offensive player.
Now, if he was Clint Capella's size with the same offensive skills, boy, he would be trouble. He like what? Okongwu like what? 6'9", 6'10". He just, but he real long though, so it helps. But yeah, Coach Nate McMillan getting up out of there, they needed a scapegoat. Always point to the coach first before they blame anything on the player.
Of course,
especially the
franchise
player.
Like I feel like with the Hawks, we all said it. We was like, we got to see how this Trae Young and DeJounte Murray go fit. Me personally, it's been okay. I feel like they should have just put Trae Young off ball and let DeJounte Murray handle the offense. They said no. It's still Trae Young team. He's still doing what he's doing. But look where they at now. Below average. They're below average. They're 29-30. They're below average, letting Trae Young just do basically whatever he wants. He could get them assists and get them points, but is that really helping the team? Like, no, it's not really helping the team. So I'm not rolling with that.
I like DeJounte though. That boy mid range is crazy nice.
He needs to. I think his mid range good, but he's still not a good 3-point shooter to me.
Not a good 3-point shooter, but his mid range is nice though.
He's still a good perimeter defender. But it's like I was like, bro, they're using this man as a role player. He's not a role player. He's supposed to be your second best player, and he's not doing that. And I mean, I feel like that's coaching to an extent, but I do feel like that's Trae Young. Like Trae Young, that's just him. He's a ball dominant player, so he's gonna need the ball and do whatever he wants. But I do think they need to let DeJounte do what he does. He was an all-star last year. He was an all-star. He had a career year with the Spurs, and now he just good.
Looking average.
Yeah, just looking average. See, y'all can really, man, forget this. Okay, man. Well,
Pacers losing overtime by 4 to the Celtics.
The game over with. Celtics won.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They lost overtime. But that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, the Celtics is on the road, and I feel like they just gonna keep this up. They're gonna take it into the playoffs.
I mean, the Celtics, yeah, they gonna be up there, bro, with the Bucks. They gonna be up there. I feel we all think it's conference finals is gonna be Bucks, Celtics. It's gonna be them too. If I had to, I'm not gonna give my playoff predictions yet. Obviously, we're nowhere near the playoffs, so that's gonna be way down the line. But I probably will roll with maybe the Celtics. But that's future. That's a future thing we gotta do. Okay, so
I think Celtics coming out the East.
Yeah, so that is it for Full Court Entertainment. Thanks to our man Shondell, our host. He had to leave real quick. Thanks to Aaron. Thanks to Ace. And we will see y'all next time.